Session 699. Deleted portion. Now give us a moment. There are definite improvements in the legs themselves, as Ruber realizes, and in the feet. Mobility in the feet is greatly improved, and the leg muscles are being released. He should know this from the greater ease in getting in and out of his stacks, for example, and in getting up and down from chairs. The walking is easier than it was. It does not hurt as much to move, for example. Huge work is being done, involving the entire muscular system, however, and each muscle obviously affects others. This time, it is not a matter of doing as well as he can with bent arms and legs, but instead the work involves the correction of those difficulties to begin with. This means that some muscles literally are being released for the first time in years. They are initially wobbly, and in some instances sore. He realizes now that the soreness vanishes quickly a few days after a muscle is released, and that the soreness is a sign of the muscle's vitality newly regained. Before, the same muscle was hard, rigid, and unyielding. The soreness then does not last, but in your turns, the muscles must then build strength, and as this happens, other muscles are also being released in their own kind of orderly fashion, so that body balance is maintained. Initially, this does not give a smooth picture of locomotion. The same applies to the arms, where certain motions will seemingly be easy suddenly, while others will appear difficult. The body knows what it is doing. While certain muscles are regaining strength, they are allowed to rest. Then, in their own fashion, they begin their natural motions. Give us a moment. It is very important again that he follow his inclinations, for overall, when he feels like doing nothing but relaxing, this is what body and mind both need at that point. When he feels like motion, as tonight in the parking area, that is the correct thing to do. Some muscles were released in the leg. These particular muscles, because of their relationship with others, could be used immediately without strain and work. I have said this before, but in your minds, trace the improvements. Ruber walked up a few stairs yesterday and today without using a banister. He did not mention it, and told himself it was indeed little enough. Still, it meant that the body was regaining balance, and was an important development. Give us a moment. The trouble yesterday and the day before with the jaw was the result of the release of tension, but it did result in a jolt. Other such releases now, however, will be gradual and unfelt to that degree, so he need not be fearful. The tensing of the jaw was one of the original physical initiations of the difficulty. The vibrator is of definite value, but would be useless, you see, without his own decision and understanding. His attitude toward aspects is involved, simply because it is his project at this time. He needed the rest from it, and had he gritted his teeth and plunged back into it, he could have fallen into old frameworks, but following his inclinations, as I told him, he avoided that, and when he begins it again, it will be with the relaxed attitudes that his dreams and his newer understanding are teaching him. Give us a moment. The walking will be greatly improved, as his inner alterations make themselves more obviously known, and as the muscles learn to work together again in their new framework. Some still have to be released, and the arms are also important to balance. He will naturally feel like walking as the muscles themselves demand to be used when they are ready. The dreams are providing him with excellent personal inner experience, telling him of his progress. He is, however, somewhat improved walking, but you have not noticed it. If you had a snapshot of a month ago to compare his present performance with, you would see the difference. What would be much more noticeable, however, would be the fact that the legs are indeed straighter. Mind and body both needed a rest, and both will benefit. New mental impetus will initiate new physical impetus, so do not be impatient. Now, I bid you a fond good evening, and I know when your material. Rob noted my questions for Seth on book material. They said will fit. Rob said, okay, thank you, Seth. Good night.